My child, pause for a moment and listen as though everything around you has become still, because this is not an ordinary moment slipping through your hands. This is not just another voice among countless voices, not just another message appearing before your eyes, not just another sound filling the room for a few minutes before fading into the noise of the day. I have allowed this word to reach you for a reason. I have placed it before you with purpose. You may think you arrived here by accident through a simple click, a passing thought, a quiet curiosity, or a moment when your attention drifted towards something you did not fully understand. But I tell you now, this moment is not random. Long before you recognized it, I had already prepared it. Long before you paused to listen, I had already chosen that these words would meet you at this exact point in your journey. Do not treat this lightly. Do not rush past it as though it carries no weight. Some moments in life look small on the outside but carry something eternal within them. Some moments feel ordinary until you later realize they were turning points. There are times when I interrupt your routine not to frighten you, but to awaken you, not to disturb your peace, but to draw your attention back to what truly matters. This is one of those moments. I am speaking to you now with love, but also with holy seriousness, because I know how easily the human heart can miss what heaven is trying to reveal. I know how quickly the mind wanders, how easily the eyes turn away, and how often people pass by the very word sent to help them. That is why I am calling you to stop, to breathe, to lean in, and to understand that this is not meant for someone else. This is for you, not for a stranger far away. Not only for someone who seems more spiritual, stronger, more worthy, or more prepared. This is for you, exactly where you are, in the condition you are in, with the life you are living, the questions you carry, and the path you are walking. I do not need you to pretend before me. I do not need you to polish your heart before you listen. I only need you to recognize that I have stepped into this moment because there is something I want to place before you. You are being invited into attention, not pressure. You are being called into awareness, not fear. I am not raising my voice to condemn you. I am calling you because I want to awaken you. I am not interrupting your day to burden you, but because there are words your spirit needs to receive before you continue forward. So many times, you have moved through life surrounded by noise, opinions, demands, expectations, distractions, and voices pulling at you from every direction. The world is loud, and it rarely asks whether your soul is listening. It rushes you, pushes you, and teaches you to scroll, hurry, compare, react, and move from one thing to the next without ever becoming still enough to hear me clearly. But I am not like the noise of the world. My voice does not need to compete in panic. My voice carries authority even in stillness. When I speak, the heart knows. When I call, the spirit recognizes that something deeper is happening. And now, I am calling you to give this moment your full attention, not half of your mind, not the distracted corner of your thoughts, not whatever space is left after everything else has taken first place. I am asking you to be present. There is a reason this word has reached you now, not yesterday, not years ago, not at some distant time when everything looked different. Timing matters in my hands. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. I know the hour. I know the season. I know the exact moment when a word must arrive so it can accomplish what I sent it to do. You may not understand yet why this has come to you now, but you will. You may not see the full meaning of this interruption today, but one day you will look back and realize that I was drawing your attention before you stepped into what was next. This moment is a doorway, and I am asking you not to walk past it. Many people ask me for signs, guidance, confirmation, and direction. Yet when I place something before them, they dismiss it because it does not arrive the way they expected. They imagine my voice must come with thunder, fire, or something dramatic enough to force belief. But often, I come through a quiet pause, a sentence that stirs the heart, a message that refuses to leave the mind, or a simple invitation that carries more weight than it appears to hold. I come close in ways gentle enough not to violate your freedom, yet powerful enough to reach the deepest part of you. That is why you must not measure this moment by how ordinary it may seem. Heaven often hides divine appointments inside simple encounters. A word can become a key. A pause can become a turning point. A moment of listening can become the beginning of a new chapter. I am asking you to honor what I have placed before you. Stay with it. Receive it. Let your heart become quiet enough to understand that I am near and that I am speaking with intention. This is not about entertainment. This is not about emotion for emotion's sake. This is not about simply passing time. This is about alignment. It is about bringing your attention back to the truth that your life is held, guided, watched over, and known by me. There are things I want to show you, but first I must have your attention. There are things I want to awaken within you, but first you must stop running past the sound of my voice. There are things I want to prepare you for, but first you must understand that this encounter has meaning. So listen carefully, my child. Do not reduce this moment to chance. Do not call it coincidence when I have arranged it with care. Do not push it aside simply because it came softly. I have brought you here on purpose. I have placed this word before you on purpose, and before anything else is spoken, I want you to know this. I am reaching for your attention because your life matters to me. Your next steps matter to me, and this moment is part of something greater than you can see right now. My child, now that I have your attention, I want you to understand this with all the tenderness of my heart. I see what no one else has seen. I see the places within you that you have learned to hide. I see the pain you cover with a smile, the questions you swallow because you do not want to appear weak, and the heaviness you carry in silence because you believe no one would truly understand. You have walked through days when your body kept moving, but your soul felt exhausted beyond words. You have answered people with, "I'm fine," while something inside you was quietly breaking. You have laughed in rooms where your heart felt deeply alone. You have encouraged others while secretly wondering who would ever stop long enough to encourage you. And I want you to know this. Not one moment of it has escaped my sight. You are not invisible to me. You have never been invisible to me. When the world only saw your outside, I saw the hidden battle. When people judged your silence, I understood the exhaustion behind it. When others misunderstood your distance, I knew you were not being cold, careless, or indifferent. You were trying to survive feelings you did not know how to explain. I saw the nights when your thoughts became too loud, when the room was quiet but your mind would not rest, when you turned over again and again beneath the weight of questions no one else could hear. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly because you did not want anyone to ask why. I saw the moments when your chest felt heavy, when hope felt far away, when you wondered whether life would always feel this difficult. You may have thought those moments disappeared into the darkness, unnoticed and unremembered. But they came before me. Every tear had meaning. Every sigh reached me. Every wordless prayer was understood by me before it ever became language. You do not have to explain your pain perfectly for me to understand it. You do not have to arrange your feelings into beautiful sentences before I receive them. I know the language of a trembling heart. I know what your silence is saying. I know the prayer hidden inside your breathing when you are too tired to speak. There have been times when you looked around and felt that everyone else was moving forward while you were standing still. You saw people smiling, succeeding, building, and celebrating, and you wondered why your own heart felt so heavy. You asked yourself if something was wrong with you, if you were falling behind, if you had missed something important, or if your life had somehow become smaller than it was meant to be. But I saw the pressure those thoughts placed on you. I saw how comparison wounded you. I saw how deeply you wanted to be grateful, faithful, and strong, even while you were aching in places you did not want to admit. My child, I do not look at you with disappointment because you feel tired. I look at you with compassion. I do not turn away because your faith has trembled. I come closer. I know the weight of waiting. I know the ache of feeling unseen. I know the sting of being misunderstood. And I am not asking you to pretend that none of it hurt. I am asking you to bring the truth of your heart into my presence and let me hold it with you. There are wounds in you that did not begin yesterday. Some of them have followed you for years. Careless words, broken promises, people you trusted who slowly became distant, moments when you needed comfort but received silence, seasons when you were forced to be strong because no one came to stand beside you. You learned how to keep going, but part of you still wondered why you had to carry so much alone. I saw it. I saw when you were trying to be brave while feeling afraid. I saw when you kept showing up even though your heart was tired. I saw when you gave love and received little in return. I saw when you forgave, not because it was easy, but because bitterness was too heavy to carry. I saw when you chose kindness while your own heart was still hurting. Nothing about your journey has been hidden from me. Not the moments you are proud of, not the moments you regret, not the moments you wish you could erase, not the memories that still make your heart ache when they return. I see all of it, and I do not love you less. Hear that clearly. I do not love you less because you have suffered. I do not love you less because you have struggled. I do not love you less because you have questioned, cried, doubted, or felt weak. Your pain has not made you unworthy of my attention. Your exhaustion has not pushed me away. Your brokenness has not frightened me. I am not like people who only stay when you are easy to understand. I am not like those who leave when your grief becomes inconvenient. I remain. I come near. I sit with you in the places others never entered. I have been present in rooms where you thought you were alone. I have been beside you in the car when tears blurred your vision. I have been near you in the morning when you woke up already feeling defeated. I have been with you at night when you stared into the silence and wondered whether anyone truly cared. I cared. I still care. And I am speaking now because I want the deepest part of you to know that your pain has not been wasted, ignored, or dismissed. The world may overlook quiet suffering, but I do not. People may forget what they cannot see, but I remember. I remember the prayers you prayed once and never repeated because you thought they did not matter. I remember the hopes you buried because disappointment taught you to expect less. I remember the dreams you stopped speaking about because you were afraid of being hurt again. I remember the younger version of you who needed love, safety, understanding, and protection. I remember every part of your story, and I have not turned away from a single page. My child, let this truth settle gently over your heart. You are fully seen by me, not partly seen, not occasionally noticed, fully seen. I see your courage. I see your tiredness. I see your longing. I see the good you tried to do when no one thanked you. I see the battles you fought quietly. I see the strength it took to keep living, keep hoping, keep breathing, and keep believing, even when the weight inside you felt almost unbearable. And because I see you, you no longer have to hide from me. You can come as you are. You can bring the tears, the questions, the memories, the confusion, the disappointment, and the longing. I will not shame you for any of it. I will not reject the parts of you that still need healing. I will not turn away from the wounds others failed to notice. I am here, and I am looking at you with love. Your heart matters to me. Your pain matters to me. Your story matters to me. And before I speak of what lies ahead, I want you to rest in this truth. I have seen every hidden tear. I have heard every silent cry, and I have been closer than you knew. My child, I know there were seasons when you mistook my silence for absence. You prayed and waited. You cried and hoped. You asked and listened, yet nothing seemed to move. You looked for a clear answer, a sudden change, a visible sign, something you could hold in your hands and say, "Now I know God has heard me." But instead, there were quiet days, closed doors, unanswered questions, and long stretches of waiting that tested places in your heart you did not even know were fragile. You wondered if I had stepped back. You wondered if I had forgotten what you asked me for. You wondered if your prayers had truly reached heaven, or if they had fallen somewhere between your pain and your disappointment. But listen to me carefully now. My silence was never abandonment. My quietness was never rejection. My delay was never proof that I did not care. There are times when I speak loudly, and there are times when I work silently. There are times when I answer quickly, and there are times when I answer by preparing what you cannot yet see. Just because you did not hear the sound of movement did not mean nothing was moving. Just because you did not see the door opening did not mean I was not already holding the key. Just because the ground looked empty did not mean seeds were not growing beneath the surface. You were looking at the surface of your life, but I was working in the hidden places. You saw delay, but I saw timing. You saw denial, but I saw protection. You saw closed doors, but I saw dangers you were not ready to recognize. There were things you wanted deeply, and I understood the longing in your heart. I did not mock your desire. I did not ignore your tears. But I also saw what was connected to those things. I saw the weight behind the opportunity, the character required for the blessing, the strength needed for the assignment, and the hidden consequences that would have followed if I had given it too soon. You asked for the door to open, but I knew that if it opened before your heart was prepared, it could have crushed you instead of blessing you. You asked for the relationship to remain, but I saw the ways it was slowly draining life from you. You asked for the answer to come immediately, but I knew there were lessons, strength, wisdom, and discernment that could only be formed in the waiting. I was not withholding goodness from you. I was protecting the future I had already written over your life. A loving father does not give a child what will harm them simply because the child cries for it. A loving shepherd does not lead the sheep down a path filled with hidden danger simply because the road looks beautiful from a distance. I saw what you could not see, and I loved you enough to guide you, even when you did not understand my hand. There were moments when you felt blocked, but you were being covered. There were moments when you felt held back, but you were being strengthened. There were moments when you thought you were losing time, but I was redeeming time in ways you could not yet measure. You have often judged my faithfulness by what changed around you, but I want you to learn to recognize my faithfulness even when nothing seems to change. I was faithful in the waiting. I was faithful in the silence. I was faithful in the unanswered questions. I was faithful when the thing you wanted slipped away and you cried because you thought your hope had died with it. I was there not as a distant watcher, but as the one arranging what your eyes could not follow. I was closing what would have wounded you. I was slowing what would have overwhelmed you. I was delaying what needed more time to mature. I was teaching your heart how to trust me beyond emotion, beyond evidence, and beyond the immediate comfort of receiving what you asked for. My child, preparation often feels like emptiness when you do not yet understand what you are being prepared for. A seed buried in the ground may think it has been forgotten because it is surrounded by darkness, but the darkness is not its grave. It is the place where roots begin. In the same way, there were seasons when you felt buried, unseen, and covered by the weight of life. But I was not burying you to end your story. I was planting you so something stronger could rise. I was allowing roots to grow deeper than applause, deeper than approval, deeper than temporary success, and deeper than the fragile confidence that depends on everything going your way. I was building in you a faith that could survive storms, a patience that could endure pressure, and a wisdom that could recognize what is from me and what only looks good on the outside. You may have cried over things I did not allow, but one day you will thank me for doors I closed. You may have felt confused by delays, but one day you will see that my timing was mercy. You may have wondered why certain people left, why certain plans failed, why certain opportunities disappeared, but one day you will understand that not everything you lost was meant to remain. Some losses were protection. Some delays were redirection. Some disappointments were hidden rescues. I did not let everything happen to punish you. I allowed certain things to shift because I was guarding the person you are becoming. I know you wanted clarity sooner. I know you wanted the pain to end faster. I know you wanted a straight path, a quick answer, and a simple explanation. But I was doing something deeper than giving you relief. I was forming endurance. I was refining your heart. I was removing false dependence. I was teaching you to lean on me not only when the sky is bright, but also when the road is unclear. That season did not mean I had stopped loving you. It meant I was loving you wisely. It meant I was working beyond what your feelings could interpret. It meant I was preparing you for a future that required more than excitement. It required foundation. So, do not despise the season when I seemed quiet. Do not look back and call it wasted. Do not believe the lie that nothing happened simply because you could not see it happening. I was there in every quiet day, every closed door, every delayed answer, and every hidden tear. I was shaping, guarding, correcting, strengthening, and aligning. My silence was not empty. My silence was full of purpose. And now as you look back with clearer eyes, I want you to understand this. I was never absent from your waiting. I was preparing you through it. My child, after everything you have walked through, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not disqualified. You are not too broken for my love, too late for my mercy, too stained for my grace, or too far gone for my hand to reach you. The shame you have carried has spoken loudly, but it has never spoken the truth. The guilt that followed you may have felt heavy, but it has never been stronger than my forgiveness. The regret that returns in quiet moments may remind you of where you have been, but it has no authority to decide who you are. I know the mistakes you still remember. I know the choices you wish you could undo. I know the words you wish you had never spoken, the doors you wish you had never opened, the people you wish you had not trusted, and the seasons you wish you could go back and live differently. I know it all, and still I call you mine. Nothing about your past surprised me. Nothing you have done has made me turn my face away from you. I did not love an imagined version of you who never fell, never struggled, never doubted, and never failed. I loved you fully, knowing every chapter of your story before you ever lived it. So stop believing that your weakness has canceled my plan. Stop believing that your scars have made you unusable. Stop believing that because you have fallen, you cannot rise again. The world may label people by their worst moments, but I do not. People may remember your failure longer than they remember your heart, but I do not see you through the eyes of accusation. I see you through the eyes of redemption. I see what I placed within you before pain tried to bury it. I see the child I formed with purpose, the soul I called by name, and the life I still intend to restore, strengthen, and use. You have spent too long measuring your worth by what went wrong. You have looked at your broken places and assumed they were proof that you were less valuable, less loved, or less chosen. But brokenness does not frighten me. Bring me what is cracked, and I know how to make it whole. Bring me what is wounded, and I know how to heal it. Bring me what is ashamed, and I know how to cover it with mercy. Bring me what is empty, and I know how to fill it with life again. My child, your identity is not found in what happened to you, what people said about you, what you lost, what you regret, or what you failed to become by now. Your identity is found in me. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not the name others gave you when they misunderstood you. You are not the disappointment that tried to define you. You are not the rejection that made you question your value. You are not the silence of people who should have loved you better. You are mine. Let that truth go deeper than every lie. You are mine when you feel strong, and you are mine when you feel weak. You are mine when you are confident, and you are mine when your heart trembles. You are mine when you are standing firm, and you are mine when you need me to lift you again. My love is not waiting for you to become perfect before it reaches you. My grace does not begin after you have repaired yourself. I come to you in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the unfinished places, and I speak life where shame has spoken death. I know you have wondered if I could truly still be pleased with you. You have asked in the hidden places of your heart, Lord, after all this, do you still want me? Can you still use me? Do I still matter to you? My answer is yes. Yes, I still want you. Yes, I can still use you. Yes, you still matter to me more deeply than you understand. I am not finished with you. The story is not over because one chapter was painful. The purpose is not canceled because one season was difficult. The calling is not destroyed because you have wounds. In my hands, even wounds can become testimony. Even tears can become wisdom. Even failure, when surrendered to me, can become a place where humility, compassion, and strength are born. But first, you must stop agreeing with the voice that tells you you are unworthy of being restored. You must stop repeating the sentence, shame wrote over you. You must stop standing outside the door of my mercy as though you are not allowed to enter. I opened that door for you. I paid the price for you. I made a way for you to come close without fear. Do not let shame keep you away from the very love that can heal you. Do not hide from me as if I am looking for a reason to reject you. I am calling you nearer because I want to restore what shame has stolen from your heart. I want to restore your courage. I want to restore your confidence. I want to restore your ability to believe that good things can still happen in your life. I want to restore the part of you that used to hope freely before disappointment taught you to expect pain. I want to restore the purity of your trust, the strength of your spirit, the tenderness of your heart, and the joy that once felt easier to carry. You have been surviving under names I never gave you. Failure, burden, forgotten, rejected, unworthy, too late, too damaged. Today, I am removing those names from you. They do not belong to you. They are not your identity. They are garments of sorrow you were never meant to wear forever. Let them fall. Let the weight of false identity loosen from your shoulders. Let my truth cover you instead. You are forgiven. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are held. You are seen. You are being made new. This does not mean you deny where you have been. It means you no longer allow where you have been to imprison where I am taking you. It means you can look at your past honestly without bowing to it as your master. It means you can acknowledge your scars without letting them become your name. My child, I am restoring you from the inside out. I am not merely changing what others see. I am changing what you believe about yourself. I am teaching you to stand again, not in pride, but in grace. I am teaching you to lift your head, not because you have never fallen, but because I have lifted you. I am teaching you to walk forward, not because you have earned a second chance, but because my mercy has made you new. So receive this truth now. You are not disqualified. You are not abandoned to your old story. You are not beyond repair. You are my child, and my hand is upon you. What shame tried to bury, I am calling back to life. What guilt tried to silence, I am filling with a new song. What rejection tried to break, I am strengthening with my love. Your identity is being restored. And from this moment forward, I want you to see yourself through my eyes. My child, now that I have reminded you who you are, I must also teach you to recognize what has been fighting against that truth. The enemy does not always come with obvious destruction. Many times he comes quietly through thoughts that sound like your own, through fears that seem reasonable, through memories that reopen old wounds, and through distractions that appear harmless until they slowly pull your heart away from me. He knows he cannot change what I have spoken over your life, but he will do everything he can to make you stop believing it. He knows he cannot erase my love for you, but he will try to convince you that you are too unworthy to receive it. He knows he cannot cancel my purpose for you, but he will try to bury you beneath doubt until you no longer have the strength to move toward it. That is why you must stay awake in your spirit. You must learn to discern what is from me and what is only meant to weaken your faith. One of the first weapons he uses is doubt. He whispers, "What if this is not really for you? What if God has forgotten you? What if nothing changes? What if you believed for nothing?" He does not always attack with loud lies. Sometimes he attacks with small questions that slowly poison your confidence. A single doubt, when welcomed and repeated, can become a wall inside your heart. It can make you hesitate when I am calling you forward. It can make you step back from the very promise I am asking you to trust. But I tell you now, doubt is not your master. You do not have to obey every thought that enters your mind. You do not have to build a home for every fear that knocks on the door of your heart. When doubt speaks, bring it into my presence. Let my truth answer what your fear cannot settle. I have not forgotten you. I have not changed my mind about you. I have not brought you this far to abandon you at the edge of what I am preparing. Another weapon the enemy uses is fear. Fear makes the future look darker than it truly is. Fear tells you that if you hope again, you will only be disappointed again. Fear tells you to protect yourself by expecting the worst. It tells you not to trust, not to dream, not to move, not to open your heart, and not to believe that anything good can still happen. But fear is a prison disguised as wisdom. It pretends to protect you while quietly limiting you. It convinces you that staying where you are is safer than obeying where I am leading you. My child, I did not create you to be ruled by fear. I know you have been hurt before. I know you have stepped forward and been wounded. I know you have hoped, only to cry when things did not happen the way you expected. But your past pain is not allowed to become the ruler of your future. Let me guide you, not fear. Let my peace become louder than the panic that tries to rise within you. The enemy also uses shame, because shame does not only remind you of what you did, it tries to convince you that what you did is who you are. Shame points to your mistakes and says, "You cannot come close to God now. You cannot be used now. You cannot be loved like that now." But shame is a liar. Conviction leads you back to me. Shame drives you away from me. Conviction brings light so healing can begin. Shame brings darkness so wounds can stay hidden. Learn the difference. When I correct you, I do it with love and purpose. I do not crush you. I do not humiliate you. I do not chain you to yesterday. I lift your face and call you forward. So when a voice tells you to hide from me, know that it is not my voice. When a voice tells you that your failure is stronger than my mercy, know that it is not my voice. When a voice tells you that you are permanently disqualified, know that it is not my voice. My voice restores. My voice heals. My voice calls you out of hiding and back into truth. But there is another strategy the enemy uses, and it is one of the most dangerous, because it often does not feel dangerous at first. It is distraction. Distraction does not always look sinful. Sometimes it looks busy. Sometimes it looks entertaining. Sometimes it looks like endless thinking, endless scrolling, endless comparing, endless planning, and endless worrying until your heart becomes so crowded that you can barely hear me anymore. The enemy does not need to destroy your faith in one moment if he can slowly drain it through 1,000 distractions. He wants your mind scattered, your emotions exhausted, your attention divided, and your spirit numb. He wants you always reacting, always chasing, always consuming, but rarely listening. He wants you so focused on what others are doing that you forget what I am doing in you. He wants you comparing your path to someone else's path until gratitude disappears and discouragement takes its place. Guard your attention, my child. What holds your attention often shapes your direction. If you continually feed your heart with fear, confusion, anger, and comparison, do not be surprised when your peace feels far away. Come back to me. Return to stillness. Return to prayer. Return to the quiet place where my voice becomes clear again. The enemy also uses bitterness and old wounds to keep you tied to what I am trying to heal. He brings back memories at the wrong time, not so you can be restored, but so you can be reopened and controlled by pain. He reminds you of who left, who lied, who rejected you, who failed to value you, and who wounded you when you needed love. He wants you to keep replaying the injury until it becomes your identity. But I am calling you out of that cycle. Forgiveness does not mean pretending the wound was not real. It means refusing to let the wound become your prison. Release what has been poisoning your heart. Lay down what has been too heavy for you to carry. You do not have to defend your pain before me. I saw what happened. You do not have to prove that it hurt. I know it did. But I love you too much to let bitterness build a throne in your soul. My child, the enemy's strategies may be persistent, but they are not greater than my truth. Doubt may speak, but it cannot defeat my promise. Fear may rise, but it cannot overpower my peace. Shame may accuse, but it cannot erase my mercy. Distraction may pull, but it cannot silence my voice when you choose to return to me. Bitterness may tempt you to stay wounded, but my love can make you free. So stand alert, guard your heart, test every voice. Do not believe everything your fear says. Do not follow every thought your pain produces. Do not let the noise around you become louder than the truth within you. I am teaching you these things not to make you afraid, but to make you strong. You are not helpless in this battle. You are held, covered, guided, and equipped. Keep your eyes on me, and the enemy will not be able to lead you away from what I am doing in your life. My child, after all the waiting, after all the hidden preparation, and after every battle that tried to wear down your heart, I want you to lift your head and hear me clearly. A new season is opening before you. The struggle you have known is not the end of your story. The heaviness that has followed you will not have the final word. The doors that seemed sealed forever are not beyond my hand. The places that looked lifeless are not too far gone for my breath. I am the God who brings morning after the longest night, streams through the driest wilderness, strength into the weakest soul, and hope into places where hope once seemed buried. You have been standing at the edge of change longer than you realize. You thought you were only surviving, only enduring, only trying to make it through another day. But I was leading you toward a turning point. I was guiding you step by step, even when the path felt slow, even when the process felt hidden, even when you could not understand why the road seemed so difficult. Now I want you to know this. Breakthrough is not only something far away in the distance, it is drawing near. It is already beginning in ways your eyes may not fully recognize yet. Something is shifting beneath the surface. Something is loosening where things have felt bound. Something is opening where your heart had learned to expect closed doors. Do not measure what I am doing only by what you can see today. The first signs of a new season often begin quietly, like dawn touching the edge of the sky before the full light appears. At first, it may look small, a little peace where panic used to live, a little courage where fear used to rule, a little clarity where confusion once took over, a little hope rising again in a heart that had grown tired of hoping. Do not despise these beginnings. They are signs that I am moving. They are evidence that the season is changing. The breakthrough I am bringing is not only about changing your circumstances, it is about changing you from within. I am not simply opening doors around you while leaving your heart wounded and afraid. I am strengthening the person who will walk through those doors. I am healing the places that would have made you doubt the blessing once it arrived. I am restoring the confidence you lost, the joy that faded, the faith that trembled, and the courage that pain tried to steal from you. You asked me to change your life, and I am doing something deeper than giving you a quick answer. I am making you whole enough to carry what I release. I am preparing you not only to receive the breakthrough, but to live differently because of it. My child, the new season ahead will not look like the old cycle that exhausted you. You will not always repeat the same battles in the same way. You will not always stand outside the same doors wondering if anything will ever open. You will not always wake up with the same heaviness pressing against your chest. I am breaking patterns that have held you longer than you wanted to admit. I am loosening fear from your decisions. I am removing shame from your identity. I am teaching your heart to expect my goodness again. There are chains that have been falling quietly, even when you did not hear them hit the ground. There are walls that have been weakening, even when they still looked strong from the outside. There are prayers that have been moving toward fulfillment, even when you thought they had been forgotten. I have not ignored what you placed before me. I have not misplaced your tears. I have not overlooked your obedience in quiet seasons. I have seen every step you took when no one applauded. I have seen every time you chose faith while your feelings begged you to quit. I have seen every time you whispered, "Lord, help me," and kept moving. And I tell you now, those moments mattered. They were not wasted. They were part of the foundation for what I am about to do. A breakthrough is not always a sudden escape from difficulty. Sometimes it is the moment when what difficulty built inside you finally becomes visible. You will begin to recognize strength where you once saw only weakness. You will begin to see wisdom where you once saw only scars. You will begin to understand that the fire did not destroy you, because I was with you in it, refining what could not remain and preserving what I had placed within you. I am opening a season where the pain that once silenced you will become part of your testimony. The places where you felt most ashamed will no longer have power to define you. The tears you cried in secret will not remain meaningless memories. They will become proof that I was faithful when no one else understood the depth of your battle. I am restoring more than one area of your life. I am touching the roots. I am reaching into your spirit, your mind, your heart, your relationships, your direction, and your hope. Where confusion has lived, I am bringing clarity. Where sorrow has settled, I am bringing comfort. Where lack has created fear, I am bringing provision in the way and timing I know are right. Where your heart has been guarded because of wounds, I am teaching it how to trust again with wisdom. Where dreams have been buried under disappointment, I am breathing life into what still belongs to your future. But understand this, my child. The breakthrough I bring may not arrive exactly as you imagined. I love you too much to give you something smaller than my plan, simply because it matches your expectation. You may have asked for one door, but I may open a greater path. You may have asked for relief, but I may give restoration. You may have asked merely to survive, but I may teach you how to live again with peace, strength, and purpose. Do not limit me to the picture you have carried in your mind. Trust the wisdom of my hand. Trust the timing of my love. Trust that I know how to give what will bless you and not break you. The season ahead is not meant to pull you away from me. It is meant to draw you deeper into me. When doors open, remember who opened them. When peace returns, remember who carried you through the storm. When joy rises again, remember who kept your heart alive when sorrow tried to bury it. When others see the change in you, let your life become a witness that I am faithful. This new season will not only be about receiving, it will also be about becoming. You are becoming steadier. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming more rooted, more discerning, more compassionate, and more dependent on me in the right way. What once looked like delay has produced depth. What once looked like loss has created room for what I am bringing next. So lift your eyes, straighten your shoulders. Let your heart breathe again. I am not finished. I am not late. I am not powerless over what concerns you. The breakthrough is near, and the new season is opening. Walk toward it with faith, not fear, because I am already there, preparing the way before you. My child, now that I have spoken to you about the new season opening before you, I want you to understand how to prepare your heart for what I am releasing. A promise must be received with faith, but it must also be carried with wisdom. A door may open by my hand, but your heart must be ready to walk through it without fear, pride, confusion, or distraction pulling you backward. I am not asking you to prepare because I am far away. I am asking you to prepare because I am near, because I am moving, because I am aligning what has been hidden, and because I do not want you to step into the next season still chained to the habits, thoughts, wounds, and weights of the old one. Preparation begins with closeness to me. Before you seek signs, seek my presence. Before you chase answers, return to my voice. Before you try to understand every detail, sit with me and allow your heart to become steady again. You do not need perfect words when you pray. You do not need to perform. You do not need to sound strong, polished, or impressive. Come to me honestly. Speak to me from where you are, not from where you think you should be. Tell me when you are tired. Tell me when you are afraid. Tell me when you do not understand. Tell me when hope feels difficult. Tell me when your heart is restless. I am not offended by your honesty. I welcome it, because honest prayer opens the places inside you that hidden pain has kept locked. Do not wait until you feel worthy to come near. Come near, and let my love remind you that you are already mine. In this season, guard your time with me carefully. The world will always offer something urgent, something loud, something that demands your attention before your soul has even had room to breathe. But not everything urgent is important, and not everything loud is true. Begin again with simple devotion. Open your Bible not as a duty, but as a place of meeting. Let my promises wash over the places where fear has spoken for too long. Let truth become stronger in you than the thoughts that have exhausted you. When your mind begins to spiral, return to my word. When anxiety tries to predict your future, return to my promises. When old shame tries to pull you backward, return to what I have already declared over you. My word is not just information for your mind, it is life for your spirit. It strengthens what has grown weak. It corrects what has become confused. It reveals what your emotions cannot always recognize. Prepare by allowing truth to become your foundation, not just your comfort in emergencies. I also want you to release what your hands were never meant to carry into the new season. Bitterness cannot walk with you into freedom without trying to poison the blessing. Unforgiveness cannot remain in your heart without making your spirit heavy. Old resentment cannot continue living inside you without shaping the way you see people, opportunities, and even yourself. I know what happened hurt you. I know some wounds were unfair. I know some people never apologized, never understood, and never admitted the damage they caused. I am not asking you to pretend it did not matter. I am asking you to stop letting it own your heart. Lay it down before me. Release the need to rehearse the pain over and over. Release the need to prove that you were wounded. I saw it. I know it. I will deal justly and wisely with what others do not understand. Your freedom is too precious to remain chained to someone else's failure. Forgiveness is not saying the wound was acceptable. It is choosing not to let the wound become the ruler of your soul. Prepare your heart by making room for peace where anger has been living. Make room for healing where memory has been bleeding. Make room for joy where sorrow has overstayed its season. You must also guard the voices around you. Not everyone who speaks into your life is assigned to strengthen your faith. Some people speak from fear and call it wisdom. Some speak from disappointment and call it realism. Some speak from jealousy, bitterness, or their own unhealed wounds, and if you are not careful, their words will become seeds in your heart. Be loving, but be discerning. Do not allow every opinion to become authority over your future. Do not allow people who cannot see what I am doing in you to convince you that nothing is happening. There are promises that must be protected in prayer before they are displayed in public. There are dreams that must be nourished quietly before they are strong enough to withstand criticism. There are instructions I give you that others may not understand immediately. Walk humbly, but do not surrender your obedience to the approval of people. If I have spoken peace into your spirit, do not let confusion from others steal it. If I have called you forward, do not let their hesitation become your prison. Prepare by choosing your environment wisely. Stay close to those who draw you nearer to me, who speak life, who correct with love, who encourage faith without feeding pride, and who celebrate healing without demanding that you remain the person they once knew. My child, preparation also requires obedience in small things. Many people want a great breakthrough, but ignore the quiet instructions I give them each day. They wait for a dramatic sign while neglecting the simple step already in front of them. I may ask you to forgive. I may ask you to rest. I may ask you to stop returning to what wounds you. I may ask you to speak truth instead of repeating fear. I may ask you to discipline your thoughts, manage your time, care for your body, repair what can be repaired, apologize where humility is needed, or take one faithful step before the whole road is visible. Do not despise small obedience. Small obedience prepares the heart for greater responsibility. A new season is not only entered through emotion, it is entered through surrender. Ask me each day, Lord, what are you asking of me now? Then listen. Do not rush past the answer because it seems simple. The simple step may be the key to the larger door. Use your time wisely in this season. Do not let endless distractions steal the hours I have given you for healing, growth, prayer, discipline, and preparation. Rest when you need rest, but do not hide in distraction. Be still when you need stillness, but do not confuse stillness with avoidance. There are things I am asking you to build within yourself now. Patience, consistency, courage, discernment, self-control, gratitude, and faith that remain steady even when feelings change. These are not small things. They are the inner foundations that allow a blessing to remain a blessing. Without preparation, what should lift you can overwhelm you. Without humility, an open door can feed pride. Without discernment, a new opportunity can become another trap. Without healing, a restored relationship can be approached with the same old fear. That is why I prepare you before I release certain things fully. I am not delaying your joy. I am strengthening your capacity to carry it well. Above all, prepare by surrendering the need to control exactly how everything unfolds. Trust does not mean you understand every detail. Trust means you believe my heart even while the path is still unfolding. Let go of the demand to know every outcome before you obey. Let go of the fear that says you must protect yourself from disappointment by expecting nothing. Let go of the habit of trying to force doors open when I am teaching you to walk in peace. I will lead you. I will correct you. I will comfort you. I will open what must open and close what must close. Your part is to stay near, stay honest, stay obedient, stay awake, and stay surrendered. My child, what I am releasing is not meant to be carried by the old version of you that lived in fear, shame, bitterness, and confusion. I am making you ready. I am teaching your heart to receive without anxiety, to walk forward without pride, to hope without panic, and to trust without needing to control everything. Prepare your heart, not because you must earn what I am giving, but because I love you too much to let you enter a new season unhealed, unfocused, and unguarded. Stay close to me. Listen for my voice. Lay down what is heavy. Protect what is holy. Take the next faithful step. I am with you in the preparation, and what I prepare you for, I will also help you carry. My child, as you come to the end of this word, I want you to hold tightly to what I have spoken and refuse to let it go. Do not turn back now. Do not grow weary at the edge of what I am bringing forth. Do not allow the weight of the past season to convince you that the next season will look the same. You are closer than you think. The promise is not as far away as fear has told you. The answer is not as impossible as your tired heart has imagined. The door is not as sealed as it appears. I am still moving. I am still working. I am still arranging, guiding, and holding you with a love that has never weakened. You may not see the full picture yet, but I see it. You may not understand every step, but I am already ahead of you. You may feel as though you are standing in the final stretch with trembling knees and a weary soul, but I am strengthening you even now. Hold on, not because the road has been easy, but because I have been faithful. Hold on, not because you have all the answers, but because I do. Hold on, not because you feel strong every moment, but because my strength is made perfect in the places where yours runs out. I know the pressure has felt intense. I know there have been moments when you wondered how much longer you could keep going. I know what it feels like when hope grows tired, when faith becomes quiet, and when prayers become shorter because the heart has carried disappointment for so long. But I am telling you now, do not mistake weariness for defeat. You are not defeated. You are being sustained. You are not abandoned. You are being carried. You are not forgotten. You are being led towards something your eyes have not fully seen yet. There are seasons when the final stretch feels harder than the beginning. Not because you are failing, but because what is ahead carries weight. The pressure may increase before the breakthrough becomes visible. The distractions may grow louder. Fear may try one more time to pull you backward. Old doubts may return and ask whether you truly heard me. Old wounds may whisper that nothing good ever lasts. Old memories may rise and try to convince you that your future must repeat your past. But you must not agree with them. Answer every lie with the truth I have given you. You are mine, you are seen, you are loved, you are being restored, you are being prepared, you are stepping into a season I have not forgotten. When the enemy tells you to quit, remember how many times I have already brought you through. Remember the nights you thought you would not survive, yet morning still came. Remember the moments when you were certain you had no strength left, yet you found enough grace to take another step. Remember the doors I closed that later became protection. Remember the tears I held when no one else knew they were falling. Remember the peace that came when there was no earthly reason for peace to be there. That was me. I was with you then, and I am with you now. The same hand that carried you through the storm will not drop you at the shoreline. The same love that kept you alive in the wilderness will not abandon you before the promised place. I finish what I begin. I do not awaken hope in you to mock you. I do not call you forward to leave you stranded. I do not give you a word so you can carry it alone. If I have spoken, I will sustain you. If I have promised, I know how to perform it. If I have opened a way, no fear, no delay, no opposition, and no voice of doubt can erase what I have ordained. So lift your head, my child. Breathe again. Let your heart stop preparing for disappointment as though disappointment is your destiny. Let your spirit stop expecting loss as though loss is all you have ever known. I am teaching you to hope differently now, not with a fragile hope that depends on perfect circumstances, but with a steady hope rooted in my character. Look ahead with faith. Not every detail will be clear at once, but you will not walk alone. Not every answer will arrive in the form you expected, but what I bring will carry my wisdom. Not every person will understand your journey, but you do not need every person to understand what I am doing in you. Stay close to me. Keep your heart tender. Keep your eyes open. Keep your hands open. Keep your spirit ready. The promise is closer than you think, and you must not let the last wave of fear convince you to step away from the shore just as the tide begins to turn. I want you to understand something deeply. Holding on does not mean pretending you are never tired. It means bringing your tiredness to me and allowing me to renew you. Holding on does not mean forcing yourself to feel brave every second. It means choosing to trust me even when courage feels small. Holding on does not mean you never cry, never question, or never feel the weight of the road. It means you keep returning to my presence again and again until peace rises stronger than panic. I am not asking you to hold on without help. I am your help. I am not asking you to endure without comfort. I am your comfort. I am not asking you to walk forward without light. I am your light, and I will give you enough for the next step. My child, this word came to you because I wanted to remind you before you move forward that your story is not ending in emptiness. The pain had a purpose, but pain is not your destination. The waiting had a work, but waiting is not your final home. The preparation was necessary, but preparation is not the promise itself. There is more ahead. There is life ahead. There is restoration ahead. There is peace ahead. There is a version of you rising that will no longer be ruled by shame, fear, confusion, or despair. You will look back and see that I was present in every chapter, even the ones you did not understand. You will see that I was guiding you through what felt delayed, strengthening you through what felt heavy, and teaching you to recognize my voice through what felt silent. So do not give up now. Do not surrender your faith at the threshold. Do not let temporary heaviness make permanent decisions. Stand firm, stay awake, keep believing, keep praying, keep walking. I am nearer than your next breath, and the promise is closer than your fear wants you to know. What I have started in you, I will continue. What I have spoken over you, I will not forget. What I am preparing for you, I will bring in the right time and in the right way. Hold on, my beloved child. The night has not defeated you. The storm has not destroyed you. The delay has not canceled you. I am with you. I am for you. And I am leading you into what I have promised.